Hello everybody, this is my first Minitab presentation for Minitab Express. It is a little bit different from regular Minitab, but since this is available to students on free trial, I'm going to try to show you a few things on Minitab Express. Once you open the Minitab Express, you're going to see a screen as you're seeing right now. Let's go ahead and save this file. So we're going to go to the file, and then we're going to save this. And let's say that I want to save it in a special folder, and I'm going to say Minitab 1. It's not a bad practice to save our work more frequent. Now, first I want to generate some numbers and put it in column 1. So I'm going to go to data. I'm going to go to generate random data. In the distribution, I'm going to open up that menu and pick up the integer. I want to generate, let's say, 1,000 numbers. So in the number of rows in each column, I'm going to type in 1,000. And I want these numbers that will be generated to have a minimum value of 50 and maximum value of, let's say, 100. So basically what I want to do is to generate 1,000 test scores that are between 50 and 100, and all I need to do is press OK. So as you see, the result is very quick, and the results also stored in column C1. The minimum is 50, the maximum is 100, and I'm using one column with 1,000 numbers. I can click on integers under C1 and change this to whatever I want. So let's say I want this to represent males, and then I press enter. Now I can repeat this as many times as that I need. Okay. Now I'm going to standardize these data. Standardizing, as we discussed in class, is the data minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. So to do that, I'm just going to go to data, and I'm going to select standardize. And here it's waiting for which column. Well, I'm going to highlight C1, and I'm going to press the arrow. So that means I'm taking the information from column 1. And the method is subtract mean, then divide by standard deviation. So I'll press OK. So as you see, the data is, the z-score for each data is stored in C2. So let's click on the standardize males, and we can change it to z-score if you want, or we can leave it as it is. Okay, we like to keep this usually in 3 decimals, so you can right click on C2, go to format column, and then we want to go to maybe fixed decimals and change the number of decimals to 3. And just like that, now the z-scores, just we did in class, they're rounded to 3 decimals. Now let's say that we want to sort the data. So we're going to go to data. We're going to pick up the option sort, and my data is in C1. And if you want to sort it in the same column that it was, you just keep it checked. Otherwise, you can uncheck this. I'm going to uncheck this, and then press OK. Oh, specify at least one column. So I want this to be that. So here we go. So this is a sorted male. So if you are making, for example, a stem plot, then you can just count the numbers and see how many we have. Now let's do some statistical work, meaning that maybe we want to do count how many of each number exists because we want to find the mode. So to do that, we're going to go to statistic, then we're going to pick summary statistic, and then we're going to go to option tally. Okay, well, I want to pick the numbers from C1. I'm going to click on that, select it, and then I want count, which tells me how many of each scores, and press OK. So basically, there are 10 scores that are 50. There are 16 scores that are 51, 33 scores that were 52, and so on and so forth. So if we go through this list, then we can figure out if we have a mode or bimodal or, things like that. Okay, our next things that I want to show you guys is to do some basic descriptive statistics. So I'm going to go to statistic. I'm going to go to summary statistics, and then we're going to go to descriptive statistics. The variable will be, I'm going to pick C1, and then I'm going to say OK. So basically, we found how many numbers, what is the mean, what is the standard deviation, what is minimum, what is median, what is maximum, and so on and so forth. So let's say we're interested to know more. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Statistics, summary statistics, descriptive statistics. And then after you pick your C1, this is your data in C1. We're going to pick a stat, and then whichever one we want, we check. Whichever one we don't want, we don't check. For example, I'm going to uncheck SE of the mean. I'm going to select variance. I'm going to select the range. I'm going to select the interquartile range. I'm going to select mode. I'm going to unselect N. Okay? And I'll have my my minimum, my median, my maximum, my 5-point summary basically. Okay, let's look at under the display option. Let's see what we have. Once we're ready to do graphs, we can select those, okay? So this is the earlier results, but some of them have been eliminated because we didn't choose them, but then we added other stuff. So the mode is 52 in this data, and then the number of 52 were 33. The range was 50. The interquartile range is 26, and the rest of the information. So I hope this helps you get started with your Minitab project. Good luck.